that I have, and I'm super excited about this. So I kind of wanted to try a new read, and today I will not be on video today, but I'm going to allow the cards to speak for themselves. I know a lot of times I don't let you guys see the spread within itself, which is purely just kind of my own thing, but I'm hoping that with you being able to see the spread yourself, that it may give you some visions and things for yourself. I do have my sage burning, and as you see, I've got our candles lit. And I'm feeling really, really good about this read so far. I have been shuffling the decks while I've been meditating. I have spent at least a good hour meditating today, and I am excited and ready for this read. I'm doing one more pre-shuffle before I start the spread, and that is just simply because I feel called to do so. So this message today will strictly be for the collective. I am going to try to keep this short because I have quite a few videos to do today. But we are starting off with the Magician card as the beginning of your spread. Followed by the Knight of Cups. And once I get a good layout, I will go ahead and begin the read. We got the Hierophant that came out after that. I'm going to let your first column be your past. Your second column will end up being your present, and your third column will be the future. We definitely got the Tower card after that as well. So you guys are going through some pretty good challenges and changes. I don't like to read cards in reverse, but I did get the Five of Cups that actually came out in reverse. But we're going to read it as the positive today because I kind of like to stay that way. What else do we've got the Seven of Swords to follow right behind this. So I'm going to continue to let you see this spread as well. I'm working with a new camera system, so bear with me as I work with this. Hope you guys can hear me because, as I said, I am working with a new camera system. We got the High Priestess to come after that. We also have the Six of Swords coming out for you guys. And last but not least, we have the Devil card. So we definitely have some Capricorn energy going on today. So as we go ahead and pull this deck, we definitely started off with the Magician in your past. So you definitely have all the tools that are going on and have had all of the tools that you need to be able to manifest where you're trying to go. You have had some very interesting downpours. And I won't say that they're necessarily downpours, but they're things that have ended to be able to bring you to another stage in life. And, you know, with the Tower card, if you notice on the Tower card, there is a lot of fire at the top of this tower, along with this crown. So, I mean, at some point, you know, you were at the top of your game and feeling as if you fell and you defeated yourself and your own goals. But I think that it wasn't so necessarily a failure. It was more so as things were starting to fall in place. I'm a firm believer that things have to fall apart in order for them to fall into place. I say this because right after that, you have the High Priestess, and she is a worker. She's very hardworking. As you see, she has her laptop, which she also has the moon at the cuffs of her feet, which, you know, we look at the moons of new beginnings, especially being that that's a crescent. Has been some justice things where you've had to make some decisions, and those decisions you felt like were like almost life or death decisions. And from what I'm seeing, these decisions, some of them were about work or about your new goals and your anticipation of those goals. And also, with her worker boots that she's got on, because she's all sexy, and the high priestess is generally very well dressed, very well taken care of, very well kept. And you at one point felt like you were not achieving where you were trying to go, or not feeling like yourself for multiple reasons, because you did have a lot of downpours and a lot of negativity that was showing up in your mainstream, as to how things were affecting you. But I see that in your current present, with the Knight of Cups here, you are moving forward with a lot of, going towards your dreams. You're starting to look outward, and moving slowly with this water that we have that is in the card. Water is always a sign of transformation and, in my opinion, growth. Because if you look at behind this, there's a lot of, on either side, there is a lot of desert, there's a lot of sand, but there is this white horse, or, well, he's gray, but to me, gray is a color of neutralness, and you have a lot of open blue sky behind you, which means the opportunity is yours you're riding off into opportunity. And it is a slow crawl. It's not something that's coming very fast, but you are staying focused, on your goals and on your dreams. So as long as you stay focused and not looking behind you at the things that you have lost, or the failed opportunities that you may have had, where you may have put your all into something and it spilt, or it felt like it was over. If this lady doesn't realize, and I don't look at the cards as gender neutral, or gender specific, shall I say. So yes, there's a lady on the card, but she also has two cups that are standing behind her that she doesn't realize they're still there in full, that have not spilt over. So that there are more opportunities that you have, working with. And when I see bridges, I mean that to me is a journey that you are on the way to walking. It's going to be a long journey, because as you notice, she's on the other side of this bridge, and wondering, like looking down and wondering if she's doing right. Like, she's in self-doubt. She's been, beating herself up about the decisions that she made in the past. But again, there's a lot of water here, so there's been some emotional turmoil that has been happening. I see this big city right here, and to me, big cities always kind of, bring up, new hopes and dreams and goals and aspirations. And it's going to be a long haul to get there, but it's definitely showing me that you will be there, because you are on a journey where, with the Six of Swords, you've been carrying some burdens and issues, and you are being guided by your ancestors and people that have, kind of left your life, but they still kind of guide your choices and guide your decisions. The water is course. There's a lot of turmoil on this side, yet the water is calm here. And that shows me that throughout this journey, you have had a lot of emotional uproar, but you are being guided into a better situation. You are being guided to new adventures. And this is not something that you're having to pedal yourself. This is the universe pushing you forward. Although you are carrying those things that happened before, but those are lessons. As you see, the boat is not sinking. And when you poke a hole in a boat, usually water gets in. You don't see any water inside of this boat. With a lot of that, that's kind of where you are right now. And you're standing in a place where you feel that you don't know if you're going to the left or to the right, or if you've made the proper decisions with leaving where you were to going to this new place. So I'm assuming that you've either moved or are in the process of moving. And, or, when I say moving, that can be leaving a job, going to a new position, feeling unsure about the changes that have applied, with it being the number 6. And when I look at the numerology number 6, it does bring the aspect of love. So there may have been some love interest that you have walked out of and are onto a new path and learning to love yourself throughout the changes that I've made and throughout the lessons that you've learned. In the future, you definitely have the Hierophant card that is showing up, which she's very wise and knowledgeable. You see these two people are there kind of like just waiting for her to give an answer, and she's got her hush fingers up, which is like saying, just wait before you speak, think before you do things, listen to the things that are around you, to your inner voice. With the Hierophant, it's a lot of guidance. If you notice, there's also the cross of the two keys that are down at her feet, and all of this is leading down to these keys. The scarf that she carries around her neck is if she's hiding things that has happened, and afraid to kind of speak up on the journeys. But if you look at her tattoos, like look at this, she's got, oh God, I don't know if you can see that, but she's got these wings on either side of her, which lets me know that there's people that are watching over you that you have lost, that has passed. When I see the red, I think of growth when I see that, and I see all of the red that is there. I see passion and desire. So you do desire for more. You desire to do things better. With this rosebud that is at the top of her crown, it is, to me, it's blossoming. It's growing. It is going through different changes. When I look at her wand that she has a diamond at the top of that wand, and diamonds are built through pressure. And without that pressure, they won't become the diamond that they are. It's literally taken from coal and brought into its best and finest through the pressure that it has to go through. So you've gone through a lot, and you're starting to come out shining. You're starting to show up and be your normal passionate self, and people are starting to hear you. Your voice is starting to speak up, and you are at a point now where you're gaining wisdom. Look at the gray hairs at the top of her head. This girl here that's listening, and she's waiting for a word. She's waiting for guidance, but your inner guidance is speaking to you and continues to speak to you and continues to kind of show you the way. You have fought a lot of battles. We got the Sevens of Swords here, and you're walking away with the Five of these swords. You're walking away proving yourself righteous, proving yourself as strong and abundant. I see that you continue to look back over your shoulder as if you have something to prove to other people, but with the fact that all of this rubbish is behind her, she's walking away from this house. She's walking away from what was once holding her back, and she's walking away with the lessons that she's gained. The swords generally speak of a lot of communication and conversations that have been had, and you're walking away with the gain. You are kind of better off, in a better place. Like, you went from this Five of Cups here, where you lost so much, to you gaining and winning a battle. On the traditional tarot deck, the Seven of Swords shows a guy walking away through a tunnel or a path where he's carrying those swords, and he's wounded. So, you were at one point a wounded warrior, but through those wounds, you gained healing and gained a lot of knowledge through that. You have the Devil card to come behind that, so there's very much Capricorn energy. The fact that at one point there was some bondage going on, where you were held into this same mindset, this same path. But now, where you are going to be going into the future, that this bondage is no longer going to be holding you hostage. You're going to be able to use this to fuel your fire, to fuel the energy in which way you will grow and go to. I want to get a little bit of clarity on that Devil card for you, being that it is in the future. So I'm going to pull a couple of cards from a different deck that I have and just kind of see what I see on this. I'm really liking this reading so far because you were in a situation where you had all the tools at hand and just didn't realize that you had so much within yourself to continue to stand strong during those tower moments that you were having and through the loss that you've had and coming out of those battles. It seems as if there may have been some health issues involved as well that was holding you back, where you felt undefeated, but your guides are taking you to a new place. What is this Devil card? Definitely give me some clarity on this Devil card, please, for my read watchers. We got the Ten of Wands. You're letting go of these burdens. You're dropping these burdens down. You're no longer carrying the weight of the world on your shoulders. Like I told you, you're no longer going to be holding on to that bondage. You're letting go of some of those painful thoughts that you've had. I mean, the crow generally in history has kind of been a sign of a messenger, where things are being led off in message. So you're receiving messages from up high and it is coming down upon you and you're starting to gain this knowledge. Like this guy she looks like an older lady, but she could be a guy. But it's like she's reading over a testament, like she's reading over a will or some things. And that's the Eight of Wands there. Oh, wow. This is followed by the Queen of Cups. On the traditional deck, the Queen of Cups is in the middle of the ocean, and she is standing above decisions and emotional warfare. You're going to stop like kind of battling your inner self, and things are going to start coming to peace. Give me 2 more cards, please. Yeah, so the universe is speaking to you. Your God, your goddesses, they are bringing this fuel and this passion to your direction, and the clouds are there to show you. Like even with the sky and the stars, our stars are kind of our guidance and how we look at things. But the clouds are there to let us know that even in our dreams, we're going to be bringing our dreams to a reality. Because if you notice, like within this cape of hers, the separation of the two, but it's kind of like she's merging the two of these things together. So the dreams that you're having, like you're in your sleep and in your rest, are going to start showing and manifesting themselves out in reality and into your daily life. I'm going to pull 2 more cards. Yeah, you're going to make a decision. You got the Two of Wands here, and she's holding on to both of these wands and almost as if she's coming through a portal. She's stepping through a rite of passage. On the traditional deck, it is more so as if she's picking one or the other, but with this deck, I don't see that. I see that you're walking through a portal. I think of it as kind of like 11:11, where you are coming through and walking through a portal of growth and new things. Things are going to start moving really, really fast. You got the Knight of Cups here. So these blessings and this emotional growth is going to come so fast. It's going to drive you crazy. Wow, this is pretty interesting. I'm going to clear this off and I'm going to bring out my ancestor deck because I kind of want to see what they have to say. Angels and ancestor deck out. I'll draw 3 or 4 cards from there. Guys, tell me what this rite of passage is that we're going through this portal. Oh, cards are jumping out at me. We've got the Eagle card. This is definitely telling you to see things from a higher perspective. You definitely have the eye there. Your third eye is starting to open up. Eagles, they fly really high. You know, they soar from high on, and they're able to spot their prey from far away. And with this card, he definitely has his claws completely open. He's ready to grasp something. So you are like getting to a point to where you're ready to step into a new realm. Those cards definitely jumped out, so I'm going to go ahead and take those. We received the traveler card, which is definitely telling you that you're moving in a new direction. You're moving into a way of things, but you're going to have to stand your ground in what you believe in. As you see, the mountains, they go just as deep below the ground as they do above the ground. So you are going to have to be very strong throughout this transformation, throughout this change that's growing for you, so that you can be able to withstand the hurdles and the, for lack of a better word to say, the weather that's coming your way. Give me... Yep. You're shedding the old and embracing the new. So you're definitely shedding old skin, ways that you used to think, ways that you used to do things. You're letting go of those, and you're starting to embrace new ways of thinking and new ways of reacting to things. So for an example, I was really big about flaring up when I was younger, and I try to now think a lot more before I respond to things. And yeah, the cards are telling you to definitely unleash the wild that you have within. So unleash that inner passion and unleash the inner thoughts that you have, and start to kind of like pull yourself up. It's ironic that this is here because today we do have a full moon out today. And on this card, it's definitely a full moon. You know, this beast is coming off from inside of her, within in her head. So the calm version of yourself, you've got to kind of let that go so that you can be able to experience new things and stop telling yourself that you can't have fun, or that you can't venture out, for lack of a better way to say that. You also receive the Elder card after this, and it's definitely telling you to move beyond ancestral patterns. So, you know, this is the time to set generational curses behind us, set back, and shed the mindset of what our parents may have kind of put onto us and the people that came before us may have been doing, and to break those patterns, break those curses. Let's see what our angels have to say to us. I'm going to pull off one more deck before I go to our archangels. I'm going to... We got the Seven of Thought. It says you've been confused about a situation in your life, and now suddenly everything is completely clear. Didn't we just talk about that? Whether the truth is revealed by your angels or disclosed by a friend, or discovered on your own, it feels great to be awake and aware. Feel free to ask for time alone if that is what you need. This is definitely the Seven of Thought. I love the imagery on this card. The little girl is like sitting here and in a space of her own, and people are like coming to try to bother her, but she is still at peace. There's other little children that are, you know, coming over this wall. They're trying to climb over and to take the things from her, but she's not bothered by what is trying to be taken away from her from others. So she's like still recognizing and owning her own space and her own peace. She's like still at rest, even though all of this stuff is going around. So we definitely have to try to make sure that we are upholding that and not letting the things that happen around us break us, because there are going to be small things that occur to try to set us back and try to get us to go back to being who we used to be. You guys also got the Guardian of Action. It said it's time for you to step up and be the leader. Your natural leadership skills are being called to action. This is your moment in the sun. So move into the light and shine for all to see. This card is about a person who has charisma, is inspiring, and enjoys the challenge, and that definitely loves the spotlight. I love this because when I see this, I think about a conquistador, you know, a Spaniard conquistador. and they didn't take shit. They didn't take shit from anybody. They kind of like stepped up and, you know, took over what needed to be take over. Think about, you know, when they were claiming Mexico to become Texas and things like that, from other places. And there were so many battles that came before that that led to that strength and led to the mindset of saying I conquer. So definitely keep that in mind. You are a conqueror. You are not the type of person to lay back and just take shit, you know. But you can't let everything that happens does not deserve a reaction. Just because something happens to you or towards you doesn't mean you have to give it a response. And I mean, even me myself, that's something that I'm learning to practice more. You guys got the six of emotions right after that. It says memories can fill your heart with many emotions. It is important to remember your past accurately and without seeing it as better or worse than what it was. People use, excuse me, people you used to know may return into your life unexpectedly. Children can be an important issue right now, and you may need to reconnect with your inner child. So you may have gone through some things as a child and were having dreams or flashbacks about that, and it you want to embrace the happier times, and then also take note in the things that did happen that were negative, and use that to spin out what you're trying to do now, what you're trying to put out with your children. Even if some people, you know, have children and they react the same way their parents did, and they swear, you know, like, hey, when I have kids, I'm not going to be that type of person. But you do everything to fight that and only become that same thing. So it's definitely telling you to reconnect with that inner child and reconnect with that source of emotion and mindset that you were having when you were at that age. You receive the Ace of Abundance right after that. And this guy brings good news. It definitely is a windfall of resources that are coming your way to help you out with your plans. These resources may involve money, advice, or assistance in getting things done. It is a great time to start a new venture, change your career, or go into a new business for yourself. There may be important contracts to sign, which we definitely talked about contracts. Like, I feel like this is just so reassuring with our Richest Tarot deck, that with the cards that we originally pulled. So, I mean, this is definitely rocking my world right now to see that you guys are going in a positive direction, and that you will be signing things and kind of going into a new balance and changing some things up. We spoke about, you know, moving into new careers. We also spoke about going in new directions and starting new things. So this is super awesome. You know, with knowing that there's great news coming your way. I did tell you that in the future that you are starting to look at, you know, bigger things when it comes to your money and your advice and listening to things. But you are getting things done. So things are definitely happening to work out for the greater good. Lastly, but not least, I'm going to pull one more card after this. But you got the Four of Thought. It says spend time in nature, listening for guidance from your angels and your own inner voice, because you are over analyzing the situation. Because over analyzing the situation will not provide you the answers that you're seeking. So continuously overthinking is not going to do anything but hurt you, because you're going to think about all the negative that could happen versus actually kind of paying attention to what is being told and you're being guided to do. It's definitely telling you to consider taking a vacation or a small break to help you rejuvenate yourself, and so that way you can become clear on what your next step should be. Meditation is going to definitely be very helpful right now. So self time, you know, that kind of goes back to the Seven of Thought, and just, you know, taking the time to yourself, and feeling free to ask for that time of the people who are coming at you, because it's like you're being pulled in 1,000 directions and not giving yourself the time that you need to rejuvenate and to pull yourself back together. Last card out of this deck. It says this is a win-win situation. There are definitely strengths in diversity, and by blending the ideas of other people with your own, you can often come up with a solution that is magnificent. Start by focusing on the aspects that everyone agrees upon, and then open your mind to compromise and working together. Stay balanced and seek out a moderate approach So focus on things that work out for the greater good of not only you, but those around you. I am going to pull 2 more cards from my other deck, which is going to be my Archangel deck. And then I'm going to close out this reading. So I hope this has definitely been helpful for the collective. As I did say, this is strictly for the collective. And all things may not resonate with you. But take the things that do and the other shit, let it fly. Because if it doesn't mean anything to you, then it's irrelevant. My deck is like not being friendly right now. But we're going to try this again. Man, this is a really good reading. Oh, I like this. We got the Queen of Gabriel, which is a sign of passionate and charming and being brilliant and being independent. I kind of like this card because it reminds me of the Hierophant. Essentially, you can do anything right now. Go after what you want and the ability to attract helpful people. So remember where we were talking about people coming in your life and coming your direction to help you with the goals that you have, and to kind of push you into a better place. I literally feel like this entire reading has done nothing but clarify on top of clarify on top of clarify with what we've been talking about. So this is super awesome. You got the World card, which is the Archangel Michael, and it says that a very happy ending is coming full circle, and there's spiritual growth and insight. So again, like, take your time out, listen to your spirit, listen to your inner self, because you know what you're trying to do right now, and don't be distracted by the things that are around you and people pulling you to a different direction, because all of the things that you have dealt with is now coming full circle for you to be able to utilize it to help you achieve your goals and achieve the things that you're trying to do. So this is freaking awesome. Continue to pray and manifest. Whatever you believe in, definitely continue to work out through spirit through that and gain that insight for yourself so that way you can achieve these things that you're fighting for. I have one last card for you guys, and it is definitely music. So I'm going to read this meaning for you with the numerology card. It is the number 32, and 3 and 2 equal 5. So I'm going to read 32, and then I'll also read 5. It says, this card indicates a need to listen to music you enjoy in order to improve your health, well-being, and overall quality of life. Playing, singing, composing, or listening to beautiful music that fulfills your heart with joy automatically raises your vibration and enhances your connection to source. Because you attract what you feel, this is magnetic. This magnetic vibration and world will also help you get to where you're trying to go. When you constantly feel good, you will make your dreams come true. Music is the ultimate way to bring yourself into alignment, because it only takes a few minutes to sing your favorite song in the shower. Rather than worry about your day, listen to inspirational music while driving, rather than stress about the traffic, or play your favorite CD while doing housework rather than fret about the mess. In order to improve your current situation, you are being asked to adjust to and harmonize with the natural rhythms and cycles of your life. Cycles that are encouraging you to listen to music that you love. It truly has the power to heal your body and your life. When you fill your heart with music, you can manifest your dreams. Your affirmation, the healing power of music brings me closer to my dreams. So I'm also going to read 5, and I am in love with this. So the number 5 is all representing change, and the card indicates a time of expected and unexpected change. When anything can happen, and it usually does, by drawing this card, you are being encouraged to think of your life as an adventure in which exciting opportunities could appear at any moment. Rather than fearing the unfamiliar and unknown, you are urged to embrace expansion, movement, and change. This is a time to go with the flow and open yourself to opportunities that will improve your quality of life. Anything is possible, and the wheels are set in motion. So be sure to play your part by moving closer to your dreams. You may be called upon to make changes in your mindset, relationships, residence, lifestyle, or career, wherever a shift is needed to serve your greater good. It is time to broaden your horizon and re-speak your passion for life. In order to prove your current situation, you are being asked to adjust and harmonize with the natural rhythm and cycles of your life. Cycles that are leading you towards a time of movement and change. Procrastination, resistance, and fear only take you out of alignment. So surrender yourself to the opportunities that are about to present themselves. Trust that you are divinely loved and guided. You will be shown the way. Your affirmation: I accept and surrender to the changes that improve my quality of life. Man, when I say that this is nothing but affirmation on top of affirmation, this reading literally spoke to itself times 12. And I hope that this has spoken to you and is giving you the courage to be able to move forward and make the decisions that you need to make, you guys. I love you, and I hope that you continue to read, like, share, and subscribe. I am looking forward to more and more benefits as we do this, and I thank you guys for your time. So enjoy this, and I hope the reading resonates. Have a great day.